الحمد لله وكفى وسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ومن يرغب عن ملة إبراهيم إلا من سفه نفسه ولقد اصطفيناه في الدنيا وإنه في الآخرة لمن الصالحين إذ قال له ربه أسلم قال أسلمت لرب العالمين صدق الله العظيم. Ayat number 130 of Surat al-Baqarah. The bayan or main discussion is related to the Kaaba, the Baytullah, and the building of the Kaaba Baytullah. In this connection, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam, because Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam, he was selected and given this great prestige and this great honor of being an imam for mankind, a leader for mankind. And therefore, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him the direct hukum and command to put the structure and build the Kaaba Baytullah. This honor and this prestige was given to Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam after he had proven himself worthy through his sacrifices, his sincerity to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He had proven himself to be Al-Hanif or Hanifan, turning away from anything and everything that is kufr or disbelief, and being sincere and turning only to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is a great legacy that Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam he left behind for humanity. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam a few very particular titles. One is the title of Khalilullah or Khalilur Rahman. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions this in the Quran. وَاتَّخَذَ اللَّهُ إِبْرَاهِيمَ خَلِيلًا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala selected Ibrahim alayhi salam as his Khalil, his very close friend. A very unique gift and very, very unique title that was given to Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam. What we understand as insan, as human beings, that whenever we want to gain the favor of someone, whenever we want to gain the attention of someone and we are unable to get access to them, so we try to find out what that person likes, preferences, what kind of company he or she keeps. Then we try and analyze that company, what kind of qualities those people have or that group has. And we try to adopt a lifestyle so that we may be able to get the favor and attention of those who we admire and look up to. As believers, we should always try our best to get the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That should be the main goal of the life of a believer. But to get the rida and the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what we understand is that we are makhlooq, we are creation. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He is al-Khaliq. He is the creator. For us to gain access to Him, or to get His very special favor, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told us and given us examples in the Quran of particular individuals who have gotten the very special favor of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Amongst them, or on one of the very top positions, one of those very top positions is also given to Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam. So for that reason, we are instructed in the Quran to try and adopt the millat of Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam. This is a very, very direct hukum in the Quran, a very direct command in the Quran to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and then also to all of us believers as well. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in a few places in the Quran, but we'll come to one of them in Surah An-Nahl, towards the ending of the surah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned the very unique qualities of Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam. Inna Ibrahim kana ummatan qanitan lillahi hanifa wa lam yakun minal mushrikeen. There are a few verses mentioned towards the ending of Surah An-Nahl. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us, Inna Ibrahim kana ummatan. Definitely Ibrahim alayhi salam, he was a nation, a one-man nation. And there was a time where everyone opposed him, and he stood alone like a one-man nation, standing on the tawheed of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in the face of all the opposition of his whole qawm. Qanitan lillah, he was content with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, devoted to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, content with whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had decreed for him, and was very devoted to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not having any kind of negative thoughts or negativity. Hanifan, very sincere to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, turning away from all types of kufr and disbelief. وَلَمْ يَكُ مِنَ الْمُشْرِكِينَ. And Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam, he was never one to indulge in shirk. He never ever in his life involved in any type of shirk. Shakiran li an'umi, he was very grateful for the favors that were bestowed on him. He had the very, very unique gift and unique quality of shukr and gratitude. And because of these unique and beautiful qualities, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in Surah An-Nahl, اجتباه وهداه إلى صراط مستقيم. We selected him, we chose him, and we guided him to the straight path. We selected him by making him imam, a leader. ثم أوحينا إليك. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us that then we reveal to you, O Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, we send wahi to you and revelation to you. أن اتبع ملة إبراهيم حنيفا, that you follow and emulate and adopt the millat of Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam, the lifestyle, the system of life. You adopt that millah, that way of life of Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam, the religion of Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam, who was Hanif, who turned away from all types of kufr and disbelief and was sincere to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَمَا كَانَ مِنَ الْمُشْرِكِينَ, and he was never one to involve in shirk or get involved in any type of disbelief and shirk. So we are very, very fortunate as an ummah, a Muslim ummah, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He has directly told us and commanded us to follow the millat of Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam. The question comes that what is that millah? What kind of millat was that? Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam, another one of his qualities that is mentioned is that he was Abul Anbiya. So the quality that was given to him, a title that was given to him. He was given this title of being Abul Anbiya, the father of the prophets. And the reason he was given this title is because any Nabi or Rusul, any prophet or messenger that came after Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam, they came within the progeny of Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam. Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam, he was blessed with two sons. Both of them were prophets and Anbiya and Rusul. One was Sayyidina Ismail alayhi salam, and the other was Sayyidina Ishaq alayhi salam. Ismail alayhi salam, he was given the privilege of carrying on the progeny of the Arab. And there's a detailed historical background behind the nomads of that time and how they found Hajra radiyallahu anha, the mother of Ismail alayhi salam, and Sayyidina Ismail alayhi salam, they were in the desert. Because of the water of Zamzam, they were found. But Sayyidina Ismail alayhi salam, he was given this privilege of being the father of the Arab, the various Arab tribes. There's a lengthy historical background behind all of the various tribes that came from Sayyidina Ismail alayhi salam, and they trace back their lineage to Sayyidina Ismail alayhi salam. The other son of Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam was Sayyidina Ishaq alayhi salam. Sayyidina Ishaq alayhi salam, he had a son, Yaqub alayhi salam. Yaqub alayhi salam was given the title or laqab of Israel, which is Hebrew for Abdullah, slave of Allah. This word Israel, it is a Hebrew laqab or title of Yaqub alayhi salam. And it has that meaning, it has retained that meaning. Yaqub alayhi salam, he was blessed with 12 sons. One of them was also Yusuf alayhi salam, who was also a Nabi. From the other 12 sons, there came the tribes of the Bani Israel. There are 12 tribes of the Bani Israel, and all of them, they go back in lineage to Yaqub alayhi salam. Yaqub alayhi salam was the son of Ishaq alayhi salam. And Ishaq alayhi salam was the son of Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam. Amongst the Bani Israel, the Jews or the Jewish tribes, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent thousands of prophets. Some narrations mention more than 10,000 prophets were sent to the Bani Israel. All of them had adopted the millat of Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam. They had preserved that millah. But the Bani Israel themselves, they deviated from that millat. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent to them message in various ways. Now in the 21st century, we're starting to understand the importance of genetics. That how great a role genetics plays in the life of a person. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions the two sons of Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam in the Quran and has given both of them titles. Sayyidina Ismail alayhi salam, he was given the title of Ghulamin Halim. فَبَشَّرْنَاهُ بِغُلَامٍ حَلِيمٍ. That we gave Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam the bashara or the glad tidings of a son who will have hilm, who will be very, very forbearing in the face of hardships, in the face of difficulties. They'll have great forbearance. They will not lose their senses, or they will not become irritated or stressed, but they'll have great levels of hilm. And that hilm also applies to their ability to forgive others who have harmed them. And there are multiple other scenarios of the meaning of hilm. But clemency and forgiveness, forbearance, strength, and patience, perseverance. So this was the title that was given to Sayyidina Ismail alayhi salam. Those characteristics passed on into the Arab, and they were displayed in the most beautiful form by Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. We're talking about the beautiful qualities, and they have many. On the other side, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam another son, Ishaq alayhi salam. And Ishaq alayhi salam, he was given the laqab or the title Ghulam min Alim, a very knowledgeable son who had ilm, a lot of knowledge and intelligence, very intelligent. That also passed on into his progeny. The Anbiya alayhim salam of the Bani Israel, they also had great levels of intellect and intelligence and ilm. Of course, ilm was a quality of all of the Anbiya alayhim salam, prophets and messengers, but we're talking about particularly some very unique qualities. But these qualities, you have a good side, a very unique, beautiful good side, for those who have intense ilm, deep ilm and knowledge and intellect. They also have the fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then they can have amazing and beautiful akhlaq and amazing and beautiful qualities. And they can become beacons of guidance for many. As was the case of the Anbiya alayhim salam, they were sent to the Bani Israel. But on the other side, that same ilm and intellect and intelligence, that knowledge, if it does not have the fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala associated with it, if it does not have taqwa and it is not founded with taqwa or founded in taqwa, then that ilm can destroy a person. It can become a means of one's destruction. One of the greatest examples of that is Iblis. Iblis had immense ilm, immense knowledge. And he had such knowledge that was very unique and is very extraordinary. But he did not have that fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that is required. So that ilm, or that knowledge and intelligence, it turned into arrogance. It turned into pride and kibr, arrogance, and made Iblis very, very arrogant. So if that ilm is nurtured in the proper environment, so it can become very, very beneficial. But if it is left untamed, then it can become spoiled. And this is a unique system that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created in this universe. If you take many examples, you take even the example of milk, something pure, something healthy, very good. A very unique and beautiful drink. If it is kept in the proper environment, so it can become healthy and very useful. If it is pasteurized, it is put in a cold fridge, it can last for some time. It can become very, very useful for some time. But that same milk, if it is left out in the heat, it can spoil. And that which is very beneficial, the milk itself, will become very, very dangerous for one's health. And this example you can apply to everything within the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is how ilm and knowledge is also. If that knowledge has the fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so then we have the examples of the Anbiya alayhim as-salam. How great they were and how great they are. The prophets and the messengers. And what kind of ilm and knowledge they were given. But that same ilm, if it is left and given to those who do not have the fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then we have the example of Iblis. We have the example of many of those nations who even killed the Anbiya alayhim as-salam and killed the prophets and messengers because of arrogance. So when it comes to the ilm and knowledge, then it can become a means of destruction if a person has arrogance. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take that ilm away from a person. In the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when speaking about the Bani Israel and how they turned against their prophets and messengers, how they killed many of their prophets and messengers, يُذَبِّحُونَ وَيَقْتُلُونَ الْأَنْبِيَاءَ بِغَيْرِ حَقٍّ. They killed the Anbiya alayhim as-salam, the prophets and messengers, for no reason. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also deprived them of the ilm of wahi. In the ayat of the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us, سَأَصْرِفُ عَنْ آيَاتِيَ الَّذِينَ يَتَكَبَّرُونَ فِي الْأَرْضِ بِغَيْرِ الْحَقِّ. Very soon we'll turn away those who are arrogant in the earth, will turn them away from our ayat very soon. So the Bani Israel, they were given a chance to uphold the millat of Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam. Thousands of Anbiya alayhim salam were sent to them. Some narration mentioned over 10,000 Anbiya alayhim salam were sent to them. And these Anbiya alayhim salam, these prophets and these messengers, They upheld the millat of Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam. But the Bani Israel, they time and again showed that they were not eligible to keep that millah in their lives. They chose and they proved that they were not worthy to keep that wahi and that revelation. So then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took it from them and gave it to the children of Ismail alayhi salam, the Arab, by giving it to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. So that millat, that way of life, that deen, that religion, it has always been there. It was the same deen that was given to the prophets of the past. Even we call it the law, the system of law, rules and regulations was also very similar. The major sins were always major sins. The righteous deeds were always righteous deeds. There were some minor differences, but in general, it was very much the same. Especially the Anbiya alayhim as-salam, those prophets and messengers that were given a revelation, and those that were the ulul azm min ar-rusul, the greatest of the prophets. So the law, the system of law was the same. So that was the millat of Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam. It was left behind as a legacy, but the Bani Israel they proved themselves not to be worthy to hold it. Otherwise, the deen has always been the same. The religion has always been, there's only one Islam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in the Quran, addressing Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, شَرَعَ لَكُم مِّنَ الدِّينِ مَا وَصَّى بِهِ نُوحًا وَالَّذِي أَوْحَيْنَا إِلَيْكَ وَمَا وَصَّيْنَا بِهِ إِبْرَاهِيمَ وَمُوسَى وَعِيسَى أَنْ أَقِيمُوا الدِّينَ وَلَا تَتَفَرَّقُوا فِيهِ. This is mentioned in Surah Ash-Shura. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala addresses Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, شَرَعَ لَكُم مِّنَ الدِّينِ مَا وَصَّى بِهِ نُوحًا. We have شَرَعَ لَكُم means we have given you a sharia. Now this word has become spicy and different, for lack of better terms. It's become a kind of term that people look at very in a wrong way. It just means law. So the same law has been given to you. Rules and regulations have been given to you. Min ad-deen, of this deen, or from the deen. Ma wassa bihi Nuhan. Whatever wasiyah was given to Nuh alayhi salam, the same kind of deen, the same advices was given to Nuh alayhi salam, Sayyidina Nuh alayhi salam. وَالَّذِي أَوْحَيْنَا إِلَيْكَ. And we have also given this revelation to you. The same deen of Islam. وَمَا وَصَّيْنَا بِهِ إِبْرَاهِيمَ وَمُوسَى وَعِيسَى. And we give the same wasiyah, the same advice, and the same deen to Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam, to Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam, to Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam. The same deen was given to them. And what wasiyah was given to them? What advice was given to them? What wahi was sent? The wahi was an aqimu ad-din wa la tatafarraqu fi. You establish my deen, establish my religion, wa la tatafarraqu fi, and do not be divided in this deen. Do not make divisions. So this is the aspect related to the millat of Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam, and how it has come to us now, the ummah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Now we have been given this responsibility. Inshallah, we will continue. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give all of us understanding and give us the tawfiq to practice His deen. وما علينا إلا البلاغ. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم، وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. اللهم نور قلوبنا بالقرآن، وزين أخلاقنا بالقرآن، ونجنا من النار بالقرآن، وادخلنا في الجنة بالقرآن. اللهم اجعل القرآن لنا في الدنيا قرينا وفي القبر مونسا وعلى الصراط نورا وفي الجنة رفيقا ومن النار سترا وحجابا. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.